Thank you. The year's first fishing and camping trip is approaching. I did everything mostly quickly because I don't have much daylight left. So I'm taking more things out of the tent here in the shelter of the tree. I'm going to be fishing down there on the shore. Look, I have no daylight left. Now, I'm starting the fire and we'll share the fishing soon. I'll fish by the shore until then. Well, I see that there's no more fishing down there. And then I'll come back up here. And well, hopefully I can catch something so we can share a meal here on the shore and see what happens at night. Well, I just cast the second rod with a float, using liver and a mojara I caught a while ago. Look, the fire burns out really fast. All right, I'm going to share a bit with you. This shore has some holes, so let's wait and see if a catfish or something bites. And now I'm going to start preparing some dough. Let's see how it goes. Also at night. Look, up there is where I did my last fishing and where you see the tree. That's where I'll be with the tent. For now, there's some movement. The water's calm. Look, it's like a mirror, literally a mirror. So, well, now I'll prepare the dough and cast as well. Let's see if. Look at the float. I hooked it just in time. Something is nibbling there. But now I'll get the dough ready before it gets away. The light, it's all the same. The good thing is that this time I brought some lights so the fishing can be seen clearly, and I can have a good night catch here. Before I came, I bought some buzzers. Small bell and flashlight. Let's see how they work today. As I get the dough ready, let's see what happens. Imagine if a boga bites. That'd be perfect, right? Oops, there goes the cast with chicken gut. I had forgotten I had gut. Let's see if we can find a catfish. Do you hear the cicadas in the background? They say that when they're like that, it means they're announcing a lot of heat. Let's see. Honestly, I don't understand when the light turns on, or if you need to turn it on, or what to do. The gut fishing rod's getting bites, so I'll check it. Let's release it because it's too small. With the float, pull hard for sure. Honestly, I don't know why. Maybe it had liver. Look. Maybe some really big palomita. It won't let itself be seen. Apollo meta. They're like this. Does this work? Look how the hook left me. Huge animal, right? Oh no, what is it? Perfect for grilling with lemon, right? I'm gonna make myself the burger I brought first. Given the situation and slow fishing, I at least ensured I had dinner tonight. But I saved the palomita, so I have something to eat later for tomorrow. We're all gonna keep looking for a good catch. I have the bottom rods, the float that got a bite with liver. I already renewed it, and well, let's wait and see what comes up. The night is perfect, impeccable. Later on, we're going to walk along the shore a bit, see if we can find a frog to try. Honestly, this little bell is really nice, but I have no idea how to turn on the light because I didn't find any button or anything. Look at the shore. The shore is amazing. I'll probably walk around later like I told you. Thank you. Night just fell, and it's not fully dark yet, so there's still some time. I'm going to go squeeze. Look what I just found here. I hope I can catch it. This has the cave behind. It's really hard because if I miss, it goes into the cave, and that's it. No, nothing, gentlemen. We're going to keep going now. Here we have another one for the fund. Real. I was just looking at what I did with Rana, and they've literally torn it apart. I saw that they baited me, but I didn't think it was going to be like that. But it was probably a big piranha or maybe a small dorado. Now I'm coasting around here. Don't you know about the schools of fish? What about catfish eating? Same guys, but incredible. Look here. This is what I'm looking for. If anyone knows what these frogs are called, I think they're common ones. I've caught some for you with frog bait. I don't know if you've tried what you caught. At night, it's already familiar for Toru, but especially so at night. I've blinded them. There, we already have one. I'm going around to see what we find. You can see animal tracks here. I hope it looks good. Here's the frog. It's full, but I catch some with the light while others escape. There it is. Look at it. I think it's a little crooked and missing a claw, but it's definitely made for hunting. Actually, I was looking inside the little pools there. And look, you can see a Mojara there. Well, I can see it. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Actually, let me tell you that I was looking inside the caves that form here on the coast. I used to think those holes were from another animal, but they're actually from crabs. A lot of crabs. What kind of fish is that? Isn't it amazing how fish look on the surface at night? Let's see there. I don't know if the camera will focus on it. One that looks like a peyote, so to speak. Obviously, it's not. You can't leave anything or the ants won't forgive you. Look, it's crazy. You can't leave anything. Nothing, man. Not even the bait gets spared. This area is sand, but tricky due to mud below. Since the river keeps going down, you think it's solid, but you just keep sinking deeper and deeper. I think I've gone too far, so let's go back. This area looks much more like a beach. Let's go back. Good morning. It's a quarter past 5 in the morning. It's just starting to want to. Is the sun just starting to shine? I'm gonna get a little bit of firewood to prepare the mate, and, well, start fishing in the morning. In this case, let's see what we can get at this hour. Let's go. 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 All right, let's change the bait. Let's make the first cast of the morning. I just threw the buoy. Let's begin, as I said earlier. Liver for the patacorda, and I'm gonna dip the frog on the hook, the top part. Let's see if something bites. If not, well, later I'll put a majara on it, which I'll catch in a bit, or maybe I'll use some chicken gut. Well, I just finished cleaning the palamida. Look at this. Huge animal, huge animal. This was the only thing I could catch last night to keep. And honestly, it was worth it because, like I said, it's huge. Look, it takes up the whole board. Soon I'll get ready to prepare it and see what else we can find. All right, I just salted the palomita. In this case, I used fine salt, which is what I always use, with a bit of oregano. You just season it simply. You can add some Provençal herbs or whatever you like. But in my case, I prefer it with just oregano and Provençal herbs, nothing else. So look how it turns out. As I said before, it has an incredible amount of meat. It'll be great for us. Today will be calm, with a forecast of 39 degrees. Just imagine. Let's see if we can catch some mojara with this dry dough I had left over from last night. What we're going to do is throw it in the water. And wait for the mojara to come when they show up. Step net, and well, that's it. In this case, we would have to... I got the moon pretty well. In a little while, once I do this, I'll be sharing with you the amount of mussels that are attached. That clearly shows that the bogas haven't come in, they haven't come in. Because if there were bogas, it would be different. As you should know. A perfect natural bait for them. Anyway. Not much Majara movement. I caught one there. Let's fish here using the float and the leftover frogs from last night. Since here, at least, the wind and water don't move as much. Look at those rocks over there. They're naturally huge. It's gone down a lot here. Let's take a shot with this, see if we can get a bite. Maybe a taru, maybe a nice little dorado. We'll see what happens. As soon as I leave this here, I'm going to start where I'm preparing the fish, and then I'll get right to it. Let's leave it loose, very important, because in case there's a bite and I'm not here, it gets complicated. I changed plans and moved the rod from the rocks over here. Look, also, like I was telling you, today it's full of mussels. This is what happens, the water. It constantly goes down, and well, it leaves everything you can see here exposed. I moved it because it was getting caught here on the rocks, and well, I was able to notice before I left. And put it there, after all, I can go down and check. But look at this. Amazing. I think this one is alive. Subtitled by Jane Cole. Well, will they realize that the fishing is over? So mostly because I'm super tired. So, well, I hope you like this fishing and camping idea. So, if you have anything, leave it in the comments. Well, let's see if we can do another one and see what new ideas I can come up with for next time. If you have any ideas for me to try, leave them there. So, well, thanks for watching and for being part of this. Until next time, everyone.